We're live! Look at my giant hands. Woo! I can see your eye rolls as well. Oh, there. The tunes.
I'm just trying to get us to right. Okay. Yes, we're right. I've got a link.
Have we got a link? That is the question.
What? I'm just trying to get us to right. Okay. Yes, we're right.
This is good audio. That is the question.
I'm just trying to get us to right. Okay. Yes, we're right.
This is good audio. That is the question.
This is gonna end like an infinite loop.
Quick question, David.
This is gonna end like an infinite loop.
Quick question, David. What do you see on YouTube?
I saw like me, but I never saw you. But then I was the one talking.
Okay.
We'll be able to watch it back when we'll see what it's like, anyways.
Right. So we have upgraded our.
We'll do like a countdown because I'm going to record the audio.
All right.
So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, we're live. Welcome to the Doctor Who podcast.
We have improved.
We are visual now. I want it on record that you peer pressured me into this. I wasn't comfortable with this at all.
It's the future. Video is the future. You can see me drinking.
I also have a drink. I bought real cola earlier, and it's mostly gone.
Cola.
Real cola. Original taste cola.
No.
You can probably hear people in the close going out to parties and the like, because it's Thursday, and that's apparently what people do.
Students weirdly go on parties on Tuesday. It's a whole thing.
It's not Tuesday. It's Thursday.
Thursday.
Is it? I'm questioning that all today. Please don't make it worse.
It's definitely Thursday.
Yeah. Welcome to Doctor Who.
The finale was on Sunday.
The finale was on Sunday, and I totally 100% forgot it was on.
You totally forgot it was on. I posted like a thing on Facebook about, oh, that finale, rah! And then Greg was like, missed it.
But I missed it.
How did that happen? Explain how this happened.
I had a good day on Sunday. I don't know. I woke up at 2 in the afternoon, and then I went Christmas shopping.
Nice.
And then before I knew it, it was like 6 or what have you. And then I was like restless, because I get restless in the evening. So I was like, I'll go a walk somewhere and have a look at the shops. I'll go check on that Transformer situation. And I went out and I phoned my mum to check on how my mum was. And I was like, oh, how are you doing, mum? And then she was literally like, Craig, why are you not watching Doctor Who? And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, Doctor Who's on. Like, your brother and your dad's watching Doctor Who. Why aren't you watching Doctor Who? And I was like, oh, right. And then I went back and I missed it. I don't feel like I missed out on any, hot cultural moment, though.
No, you missed out on an average to good Doctor Who episode, but it didn't necessarily feel like a finale.
Didn't feel like a finale. I think there's a lot of reasons for that. Mainly because there's another episode of Doctor Who in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about this episode.
Moving the stuff around is very noisy on my end. I don't know if people can hear you when you move it. So
probably.
It's like Russian wind sounds.
It's because my mic. Anyways.
You've got sensitive instruments.
Yeah.
What was this episode called? Because I will never in my life remember. I'm already old, okay? I'm already basically middle-aged, so I'll never retain the information of what this episode was called.
The Battle of Ranskoor Avkolos, because I believe Ranskoor Avkolos was the planet that they were on.
There wasn't a battle. There was a battle, but even that Like you how like they're not going to show a battle because they don't have the budget, and then it's like the aftermath episode or whatever. There wasn't even that much aftermath. Like I take issue with it being even called the battle of something.
So yeah, we start off. There's a guy and a woman, like a younger guy and an older woman, and they're like.
Before we start, we should do news because there's been hell of Doctor Who news.
Doctor Who is not back until 20. Well, I feel like we should discuss this after the episode.
Do you think? Well, I suppose that makes sense. Shall we do news afterwards then?
I think we should do news after.
Okay. There's a guy.
I think we can tie in this episode into the fact that it's not going to be back until 2020.
Aye.
So
yeah.
The episode starts. There's an older woman and a younger guy, and she's making him do like rock movement, like rock.
Jedi training.
Jedi training with rocks, like he's moving.
Like Jedi. And then, like, someone teleports down to the planet.
I wonder who. If Doctor Who still had pre-credit sequences, this would have been a good
but was that that wasn't a pre-credit sequence? Because you're right, it doesn't have it anymore.
It doesn't have it anymore. No.
It felt like one. Like it was
like one, but it was. Maybe they were still intended to have them when they wrote this. I don't know. So then it cuts to the TARDIS, I think, and then they're talking about how there's distress signals, or no, it goes like 2000. Was it like 2,700 years later or something?
Yeah, it was some amount of centuries and millennia later.
And then they receive like a distress call from a ship.
Well, they receive 9 distress calls.
9 distress calls.
Does that go anywhere? Because that's like in the blurb for what the episode is. But then there's not like
planets that were inside the rocks.
Was there 9 of them?
Oh, fuck.
Was it? I feel like there was like 5 of them.
Might have been 5. I don't know.
They go to a planet and it's got like mind, like attack tech in it.
Well, do they go to the ship first, or do they go straight to the planet?
They turn up in the ship, don't they? I'm trying to remember what happened.
And then there's like a guy there waiting to shoot them because he's
Actor man, like your dad from like 12 sitcoms, like that guy who I don't know the name of.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah, he was all right.
He's going to shoot them, and then he can't remember his own name because he's confused.
He's very, very befuddled, bamboozled, even because like the planet itself attacks the mind of the people on it, and that doesn't really go anywhere at all.
It gives Chibnall more, like it gives Chibnall excuses to put things on people's heads. And in this episode, there's 2 of them because there's the brain non-warpy thing, and then there's the communicators that go on their necks. Chibnall is obsessed with putting things on like devices, implants on the companions and the Doctor.
Very like invasive, but not invasive, like 24 communicator device type stuff. For some reason,
I forget his name. Sorry, this is too long after the finale. We're really not doing it.
Literally, I can tell you during the finale.
This guy is like, I'm confused, but there's a distress call.
He pulls a gun on them, and it's very like. I feel like the Doctor at least gets some moments talking to the guy. Can't recall those moments, but I feel like there was vague. The Doctor talks a man down from shooting someone bits.
Yeah.
Which fair play. Good. But don't remember the words she said.
I genuinely can't remember the plot.
Well, there's a guy and he's got a gun and he's all like, "Oh, I'm befuddled," and the Doctor's like, "You're befuddled, mate. Do you want? Can I put this thing in your brain?"
Yeah, and then that kind of helps him, and then he's explaining like he was sent on a mission.
Yeah, he's like a Doctor Who character that's like, oh, this guy's gonna turn on them, like he's gonna go evil, or the planet's gonna make him go evil, or he's just gonna be inherently.
Fair play.
But he was fine. He was a cool guy. Like he got action hero moments later on, and he had a crew that the Jedi's
Aye,
kidnap,
they're going to rescue the crew.
and like, does Tim Shaw get revealed there?
Well, Tim Shaw gets revealed pretty early. Like, that's the thing I'm forgetting. Like, because you know Tim Shaw's there.
Yeah,
Surprise,
he's
surprise!
like, it's Tim Shaw.
Tim Shaw, who'd have thunk it? It's not like we guessed it in the very first episode that he would come back in the finale.
By Tim Shaw. Oh, I think I liked Tim Shaw better here than I did in his first episode.
I felt like more of a campy Doctor Who villain in this episode.
Yeah,
Like,
like I'm not going to compare him from Davros, but he felt like a kind of, you know how he was like plugged into the machines and stuff, and he was just kind of there being like monologuing about.
he had like a proper. He had like a proper Doctor Who villain voice.
Aye, was it the same voice? I can't honestly recall anything about.
He's a lot older. He's decrepit.
Yeah, I've got things to say about that because he's been like powered up by the two Jedi dudes.
Yeah.
And the Jedi dudes come up at one point. We're just gonna like jump around because like I can't remember what the plot is, but they come up and the two Jedi dudes are apparently a race that it only ever consists of two people.
The Ox. I can remember that. The Ox.
They only ever consist of two people, I think the Doctor said. Sorry?
There's two of them. Do they like live forever?
I think they're like functionally immortal, like elves. Like they just keep. They're probably like,
but they're functionally immortal.
Well, the dude was like a young one, and like the pre-credits or the pre-intro that was in a pre-intro, it was like, "You're my young Padawan," and you're. I think he said he was like 18 or something.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know how the race is actually meant to work, but the idea is there's two of them, and that sounds like Christmas for the Doctor. Like they've just like neatly gift wrapped a race into two people. She only has to kill two people, and she has killed another race. Like,
aye, Tim Shaw gets revealed when they're still on the ship, I think. Because he hears his voice, like, is
Tim Shaw, the guy.
Shaw?
Sorry?
They're all like, is that Tim Shaw?
Oh, that's Tim Shaw. How did Tim Shaw get here? That was the low point of this season for me, by the way. There's like a line of dialogue. I think it's when they're outside, and it's one of those. There's been a lot of like off-screen dialogue where things have been happening. There was a line like that where, like, I think it was the Doctor said, "How did Tim Shaw get here?" And like, fair play, it's explained in the context of the plot, but like, that's the dumbest thing the Doctor has ever said, because she basically asked, "How did a spacefaring alien race get to this planet?"
Yeah.
It's the most like your dad Brexit line of like, "What? Tim Shaw was in Sheffield last we saw him. How could he possibly be here?" And it's like, he teleported away to his home planet, presumably. I think they said in that episode. And they can go through. They're aliens. They can go through space. What?
Well, no, like he literally got there because he teleported straight there, like right when he got.
Yeah. That's in the plot, but also like, it's just such a dumb thing for the Doctor to say.
Yeah, so they go out into a quarry, which I like the quarry. It was a good quarry.
Right, 10 out of 10 for the quarry.
Fantastic quarry. It was a really good looking episode, I thought. Like there wasn't a lot of like action, but like it looked good.
I think I've come to like some thoughts on that with the series, really. I think it better, but also not better. Like every individual still shot looks banging, but see when all the shots are put together in motion, looks horrendous. Like, see the editing, like it doesn't make use of like the things in the film.
Yeah, so they're in the quarry and they're talking about it. Like Ryan and Graham are behind, and Ryan's like, or Graham's clearly like, "Oh, I'm angry," and then he asks the Doctor if he can have a word. He's like, "Oh, see Tim Shaw, I'm gonna kill him." Well,
yeah, I love that.
That was great. Like that was like Graham properly. And then the Doctor's all like, "Oh no, you're not on Team TARDIS if you do that. Oh no."
The Doctor literally says, "Go back to the TARDIS, Graham. Yeah. Like, go to your room." And I thought the docs. I thought what's his face? Bradley Walsh was entirely justified in killing that alien.
I mean, he did kill
Like,
Rose.
well, like let's be honest. If we remember correctly, like the Doctor basically led to Grace dying.
Yeah.
Like it was weird that Bradley Walsh didn't immediately blame the Doctor for her. But like, okay, let's say Tim Shaw definitely, murdered her with his own hands, which I don't think he did. I think it was the electricity that they themselves put into the crane. But still, I thought it was fine. Bradley Walsh was entirely just like he's like a murderous tooth alien man. It's fine. Like also the Doctor doesn't get to be like all moral and stuff. She's killed millions and will kill again. Also, DNA bombs inside Tim Shaw. She was trying to kill Tim Shaw.
Yeah.
I know it was like a hoist by your own petard kind of thing. Like she like he was going to detonate the bombs inside her, but they're like, nope, they're inside you. She still put the bombs inside of him.
Yeah. So like, you know how the Doctor's been big on like, oh, no gun, no blowing things up this series.
Yep.
This time,
I know what you're going to talk about.
Yeah.
That was a weird scene.
Yeah. Like this time, she's got like a rock with like because they're mining like rocks, and there's like a weird thing inside it that she's very confused about.
Mm-hmm.
So she brings that with her, and then she's just like, there's a scene in the quarry where they're like, but I thought you didn't shoot anyone. And I was like, yeah, as long as it can be fixed, sometimes it's fine. So she just bolts grenades onto this rock. Like
she says that like walls and doors and stuff are fair game, which I don't think is very progressive of her. Like those sentient like walls and doors of the year 5 billion, and also like he's what's his face? Ryan's like, you wouldn't let me shoot a laser back in episode 2.
Yeah.
Wouldn't shoot, and then she's like, well, you were new then, had to like get you trained up or whatever, and now I'm okay with it. That seemed like they wrote a plot and then remembered the character they had been writing, and they're like, oh, we're gonna have to write a scene to justify arming these civilians.
Yeah, so they've all got guns, and there's grenades on this rocket.
They find like a key to time Pokeball crystal thing, and that sitcom man has stolen from Tim Shaw. And there was Tim Shaw was like, I'm going to post your crew back to you in the teleporter bit by bit until you give me the thing back. And then he just kills one of the crew and sends them back. Like it was implying that he was going to like chop off their bits one by one and like send them back. But then immediately he just killed them. And because
then they finally get to where they're going. It's like a big sort of like floating rock in midair.
Ship thing. It was like a tooth, like a mountain sky ship.
Yep. And then I forget what they did. Does the Doctor just sonic it and then they get in?
Yes. Just like in the Punjab episode with the demons. She like sonics the forest or whatever and it like shunts them in.
Yeah.
It basically hurries the scene along and gets the episode quicker to its finale.
That was fine. Sonic, whatever. So they're inside the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And then they all split up. Like the Doctor goes with Yaz.
I think. What did Yaz do this episode?
Yaz had a bit later on, but
it was in the talk with the Doctor.
Yeah, it wasn't a Yaz episode.
This was not a Yaz episode. This was not a Yaz finale.
No, Ryan and Graham go together, and then does the other guy just go about himself? I forget.
I think, yeah, that was one of those bits where it's like, oh, he's going to turn rogue because he's by himself, but no, he turns up to save folk at one point.
Like the Doctor tries to go to find Tim Shaw. Ryan and Graham, what are they doing? They're just cutting about. I forget.
They find like a cryostasis thing, and they were expecting to find 9 people, I want to say, or some amount of people, but then they find loads more.
Yeah.
And like we should not gloss over that scene we were talking about back there where Graham was like, no, I'm going to kill him. Because there was a good bit where like the Doctor's like, you can't travel with me if you kill him or whatever. And like Bradley Walsh is like, yep, I know what you're saying. No, I get it. Like, it's fine. Like, I know what this will mean. Like, I really appreciate everything that's happened, but I will murder him to death. Which is fair enough.
Yeah, well, I did like that. Big Bradley.
Big Bradley Walsh gets all of the scenes.
Like, he had all of the moments as
the emotion. I don't really remember the structure of things past them getting to the ship, to be honest, David. Like,
what, like fucking back and forth. The Doctor comes across Tim Shaw. Like, oh no, she meets the older Ox.
oh yeah, she meets the Jedi, and then she's like, sure.
He landed on our planet. We worship him as a god.
Yeah, for some reason.
Like, for no reason whatsoever. Like, if something random happened but landed on your planet, you can worship him as a god.
Was the Ox, to me, kind of felt like a criticism of religion, I guess. Because they basically just accepted this guy as their god, and it's been like 2,000 years of him being Tim Shaw.
Like,
they've never, like, you know, thought he's maybe not their god. What did he do to prove that he was their god? Because they've got like vast reality warping powers.
I never saw anything landed. And I have a lot of criticisms about the way they handled Tim, because like Tim Shaw was trying to act as I feel like the first step never had anything about him being like the leader of the Stenza, but now he's like
the first episode was him doing a Craven the Hunter style or like a predator hunt to become the leader. Like if he hunted that guy, remember that guy on the train?
Yeah.
He was the prize.
I can't remember the letter this made him. I thought it was just like a thing that Stenza did. I wasn't aware that it was like that big.
But I think this one was like, no, we've decided leader. If you bring back the prize, you will be the leader, kind of thing. And he cheated, so he was morally wrong to be a predator. But he's not the leader of the Stenza here. I thought he was going to be like, I didn't think. See, from episode 2, you know, episode 2 where it sets up the Stenza more,
yeah,
and have science slaves, and they built weapons.
No follow up on that. I mean, the sniper did come back.
You could call this episode "No Follow Up." Like
there was sniper bots.
The sniper bots were in there, and I like the sniper bot circle design, but they are just
entirely useless. Like they're threatening and just don't do anything. Like at one point, they just shot each other because Ryan and Graham ducked.
That is the way that Gallifrey was saved, if you remember. Like Gallifrey ducked, and all the Daleks shot everyone else. So that's a credible move. I assumed we'd see the Stenza race in this episode. I assumed they'd go to planet Stenza.
I thought we'd maybe get like a Stenza army, but no.
Yep. No, he's just like, I'm in exile, but I'll still be the leader. And like, I think the most disappointing thing about this episode is it turns into the Earth is in peril episode.
Yeah, so I've got a couple of things to say before we get to this, because this is like my main, like sort of where my main thoughts on this episode and how it fits into the pantheon of Doctor Who finales.
Oh, quite low. I
agree. It had some, yeah.
It did have some moments, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't think they're bad.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, so we find out that the thing that's inside they find more of the rocks. The Doctor and Yaz eventually find more of the rocks, and then they discover that there's planets inside them.
The Ox had put them there, captured them like Pokemon.
Yeah, because they were gonna. Why did they put them in there?
Because to, and I think just he wanted them, like he's Brainiac from like Superman comics.
And then they were like there was like, oh, the 5 planets are here, but then this isn't the one that's in danger. This whole ship is a weapon, and they're going to use it to hit Earth. Because that betrayed him when he was meant to kill that guy, but didn't. Sheffield
is in danger. It turns into like a Tim Shaw wants revenge for her, and he's like, oh, your precious planet Earth.
So he uses the Ox's power to like turn the thing into, which then like envelops Earth with like this red. You never see the surface of Earth, but it looks very bad for like Earth is covered in red, but you never see like what this
red. But I feel like I saw a blue sky beam, like a end of film blue sky beam.
Yeah, like there's no indication like what this is doing to Earth, but we know it's very bad apparently.
Apparently, it's definitely very bad. It's just going to miniaturize it though and take it to that ship. So presumably it would be fine. Like presumably those other planets are fine.
Yeah.
So
Also, this episode had a line about Slovenes. There's a reference to Slovene, and also how
Boomtown.
Boomtown, and also how the TARDIS had towed Earth. And
I felt very angry about that line, not because it referenced like Journey's End or whatever it's called. I can never remember. I love Stolen Earth, but it's Stolen Earth and Journey's End, isn't it?
Stolen Earth and Journey's End.
I get confused with like Parting of the Ways, but that was the plot. Is that Tim Shaw had stolen 5 planets? Didn't the Daleks do this in season 4, where they stole like a whole lot of planets?
Yeah.
And then the Daleks had more of an idea what to do because they turned them into like an engine for a matter bomb for Davros.
That series 4 finale wasn't the best. Like it didn't hit
I like it
at all, but it felt like a hell of a finale. Like that was.
It felt like a finale.
Like that, the neighbors on the edge of their seats.
It felt like David Tennant was going to regenerate that year, but then they decided to do specials. Like it could have just been.
So, but yeah, the Ucks are in like their like white bright-eyed mode because they're possessed doing this thing, and then the Doctor are like
the Ucks are split because there's a Lady Ux who's evil or very religious, and then there's a young man Ux who's like tied up like Jesus in the basement.
Yeah,
he's like against his will powering these beams, and then
they take off their brain blockers and put them on the Ux.
Yeah, that stops their immense reality warping psychic power.
Yep, and then the Earth's fine after that.
Is it? No, don't they have to like? Is the Earth fine, and then they have to save the other planets?
The Earth's fine, and then they have to save the other planet. I forget.
Yeah, that was where the line about Tractor and planets, because they have to like send the planets back, and they team up with the Ux. I think the Doctor just was like, "He's no your god, son," and then the Lady Ux is like, "No, he is. He's my god." And then the Doctor's like, "No, he's not your god." And then she's like, "Oh yeah, he's not my god."
I was expecting, because I feel like there was a bit where like they took off their brain blockers and Yaz was looking well, and I'm like, "Oh no, are they going to kill off Yaz?" But no,
they took off the brain blockers and nothing happened.
Nothing happened. They were just fine.
They were a bit wibbly, like a bit, "Ooh, I'm getting attacked,"
and just nothing happened.
Nothing happened is another good name for the episode. Like things happened, but essentially nothing happened.
I find Tim Shaw, and then I feel like Tim Shaw's just by himself, and then just Tim Shaw just walks into the shop when Ryan and Graham are there.
Tim Shaw, he's plugged into the machine, and he's still dying of the DNA bombs. He's still like heavy breathing, but like he's had these 2 immense reality warping space gods with him for thousands of years, but he didn't get them to fix him.
Yeah.
Like, surely he would have been fine. He stumbles into the room with like Graham, and Graham decides not to shoot him.
Graham decides not to shoot him because he's like going to be better. Although he does shoot him in like the leg.
That was the best part of the episode. Yeah. Was it Ryan that confronts him? He's like, he shot him, and he, like Bradley watches it. Yeah, just in the leg though. Just to incapacitate him. Like, you know, I'm not trying to kill him. Like, he was coming at me. And then they put him in like a.
The whole thing with it felt like there was absolutely no threat whatsoever.
No, which is kind of refreshing in a way.
Yeah, but Tim Shaw's meant to be like, I know he's like weakened, or he's meant to be like this dangerous warrior, and like
he's meant to be the bad. And then, it doesn't matter what he is. He's the big man.
Yeah, but then the absolute nadir is when Ryan and Graham just put him in a tank off camera.
Well, presumably they kind of just awkwardly like held a gun up to him and like prodded him into the tank, and they're like, no, we will shoot you. Even though we said we weren't, we will shoot you. And like he puts his hand up to like the tank afterwards like this. And like in the episode they established that he's got like a laser thing in his hand. So presumably he immediately just broke out of that tank. Also, say he does get put in that tank forever? Like, because they just leave. Like, and like this is like an alien barren planet that no one's on, or like thousands of people died on.
Yeah.
Did,
So
did they tell
the episode just ends. I feel like they resolved the plot and then back in the TARDIS. I don't know. It just ends.
I honestly cannot remember what the last thing that happened is.
I think they just get in the TARDIS. Like I think they were going to take the Ux with them.
Ooh.
Another planet or something.
It looked like the Ux died saving everyone for like a hot second. Like they like flopped on the floor, and I was like, oh no, not the Ux. And then the next scene, they were just fine. I think it's a bad finale or a bad final. Not in like a hateful kind of way, or like not in like a notable bad kind of way, but it's just kind of.
See, if this was like just like episode 7 of this series, I'd be like, that was a good episode. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, this would have been an amazing episode 7. He could have swapped any of the plots around this season in any of their episode placements. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like I just didn't like. It was a good Doctor Who episode. It just wasn't a finale. Like
there was kind of ideas about the place. I liked the idea of a race that are only 2 people, and I liked a lot of the visual design, and I thought the supporting characters were fun. But it's definitely not like, it doesn't feel like a finale.
So this was, like, for a hot minute there, it was looking like it was kind of going to get RTD finale. Just like, oh, Earth's in peril. Like, oh.
Yep. It felt like they had to add that because they were like, oh no, we're making a final episode. We need to have the Earth be in peril somehow.
It kind of felt like they were going to like an RTD finale and then have like a Mark Moffat finale with like callbacks and like things like lower key, like, you know how Moffat did like lower key but also not finales.
Well, his thingy ones, his Matt Smith ones are very lower key.
Yeah.
But his Capaldi ones are very RTD, because like his first finale with Capaldi is like Cybermen in London.
Yeah.
Like the Doctor is president of the world in that finale, and he's got like an Air Force One jet, and the Cybermen like Iron Man fly alongside it and stuff. So that's kind of the tone of his like final episodes for Capaldi. But it's kind of a mix between those two. I wouldn't even say it was that RTD-ish, other than specifically the Earth was in peril.
RTD-ish at all, other than that.
There was no
Earth being enveloped in red was very RTD, but after it wasn't an RTD episode at all.
But like RTD's like finales are all like dripping with like character stuff.
Yeah.
And they all like are because like things are happening to the characters. Like, it doesn't really matter that it's like Bad Wolf Station or like the Torchwood Institute, and like the plot of like Army of Ghosts and Doomsday it's not the plot, it's the fact that like the Doctor and Rose are like being separated and stuff like that.
And this episode, like, other than like Graham's, like, but like there wasn't like a character arc. Like, none of the characters felt like they went anywhere. Like, we already had the payoff of Ryan calling him Grandpa about this, where like, I love you.
I liked his use of Grandad again this episode, because he brought it up again, and it was like another instance of it like being clustered together, like they did it last episode, and now it's happening again, just like episode 1, that kind of stuff. But I thought his kind of cheeky use of it as like, I'm calling you Grandad now, come on. Like, I thought that was quite justified for the characters and like in universe. I thought it was funny.
She had that one moment where she was kind of like being the Doctor, like solving the plot. Other than that, just
you could have told me that Yaz wasn't in this episode, and I would have believed you. And I've seen the episode.
Honestly, like Yaz is the worst New Who companion. Like,
that she's had no writing attached to her.
Like, just no. I've done not like literally no writing. Literally no writing. I feel like she's regressed as a character since the first episode. In the first episode, like, we had a promise, like an ambitious policewoman.
In the first episode, she had a character.
Like, what is Yaz? It genuinely, it annoys me so much. Like, how can you?
I don't know how they can, because like, I know they've only got 50 minutes, but you've got 10 50-minute segments. You could have dedicated one of those to Did they feel like that the Punjab episode was enough? They were like, no, she's getting an entire episode, dedicated to her gran.
Yeah, but like, and then there was Arachnis in the UK, which had her family, but like,
it had her family, exactly. We learned more about her family than like.
There's been no like reference to her job since the first episode. There's been like no reference to like her dreams, like what she wants to do, like
what you could do. You could do like an episode. You could do an episode where they go to a future, and it's like a Judge Dredd future, where it's like the judges, and then she's like, "No, I'm like a past cop, and I've got all these like morals and stuff." And then the Judge Dredd alien's like, "No, this is Mega City 1, and this is how things are done." Like, there's literally things you could do with her.
But like, think how much potential there is with like a Doctor Who companion who is a police, and then whenever like they're on Earth doing something, like she has to straddle the fact that the police are going to show up versus with also I'm a cop and I'm with the Doctor. Like, there's fun potential.
I suppose the problem there is the Doctor can be like, "It's fine, I'm with unit." Like, you're a cop, but like literally, here's my unit badge.
Yeah, that would be great if like got to be a policewoman and also be a companion at the same time.
Yeah, it seems like they had that idea, and then like literally no other ideas than like she's physically a policewoman. Like, she doesn't do any very fancy things.
Literally the worst New Who companion, like full time out. Like,
well, I dislike Ryan more, but I think I don't like dislike Ryan, but in terms of like single little shreds of dislike, I think he gets a little bit more because of his like Call of Duty. Yeah, that was a bad line. At least he gets bad lines. Yas doesn't get bad lines. Yas doesn't get any lines.
And it's even worse because like Chibnall's kind of like known for like his kind of like Broadchurch and like.
Never seen Broadchurch. People could just be making Broadchurch up, by the way. Like Broadchurch don't even exist.
Torchwood had rich character development compared to this.
Torchwood is a hilarious time. I think about Torchwood quite often, and I think about how like hilariously bad and fun it is. Like, you can sit and watch Torchwood. Torchwood you have a good time with.
Series 2 and 3 of Torchwood are actually legit good, I think.
I think there's charm in season 1 even. See that episode where they go to the countryside and there's this guy's harvesting meat from like a giant whale alien.
Like,
that's
yeah, like series 1 like improves a lot as it goes on. Like, it felt like they were learning how to make a story.
Just like tanks Cardiff in the last episode, Abaddon.
Like, I feel like Chibnall probably wrote the finale of series 1. Like, it was like a really, really good finale. Like,
that episode immediately before it, where was it like Tosh and she like there was like ghosts and stuff from like World War II, and there was good stuff.
Oh yeah.
I know that was 10 years ago or more.
More
concerned.
Series 2 was like 10 years ago, I think.
Oh, I still remember those car park roof.
Well, next year will be the 10th anniversary of Children of Air.
That's scary, actually, because I think of Children of Air quite far in.
But yeah, like Torchwood is just kind of like Torchwood series 1 and 2 are just kind of like weird, like Buffy type shows, and then series 3 is just
they very definitely like Buffy.
Yeah, and then series 3 is like a legit like fucking drama thriller banger. Like,
it has that last episode which drops a hell of a ball.
They don't stick the landing, but those first 4 episodes are just like.
The 4 episodes are incredible, and then see the landing that they don't stick. It's not so much that they don't stick it; it's that they just don't even attempt to stick it, and they just like careen like majestically off in the distance into like a giant fireball. You can talk about it. That's the thing. You can watch Torchwood. It's bad in a fun way, and you can laugh and talk about it. I won't remember anything that happened in this like episode of Doctor Who. Potentially, I won't remember much of the season after this. It's good that we're documenting everything that's happening so I can listen back, because oh my gosh.
Yeah, so my point, like, we can criticize it. Like, in many ways, I feel like Ryan's character is also degraded over the like, because like I feel like they all had things at the start and then they just don't have it. Like, nothing happens to them. Like, Ryan has his dyspraxia. Like, I don't.
That stays with it a wee bit, you know. Remember a couple of episodes.
I don't want to mention the dyspraxia every episode, but at the same time, like, they mentioned the dyspraxia in the first 2 episodes, and they haven't mentioned the dyspraxia since.
I thought about Ryan in this episode because Ryan does a lot of stuff that it's probably like the actor that's bringing Ryan's likable stuff or his content into it. Because in this episode, he had a fun little hat. Like he put on like a little like
I think you may be right in that. There's been like a lot of like I think that's the difference between like I don't think Yaz or like Ryan or like amazing, but I think the actor brings more to Ryan. Like he gets more out of the script than Yaz does.
I want to know. I want to know if that scene where he made like shadow puppets on the wall, if that was scripted or if he was just doing that in the background.
I feel like it can't have been scripted. Like I feel like that may have just been something that I don't know.
I'm sure like the director and like the actors being on set, they like work stuff out, but like that's probably the actor, you know. And also
Ryan's had more of those moments than Yaz has.
Which that's he's more likable in the sense then I don't want to keep hating on Ryan because I don't hate Ryan. I don't care. I don't care at all about Ryan. Definitely don't care. But he's more there than Yaz is. Like he's you can say that he has things.
Yeah.
And you point to at least little background moments he's had. Bradley Walsh steals the show. Again, he has the core of the episode. He's like, no, he killed my wife, and I'm going to kill him, and that's fine. He gets like the kind of, no, I'm a hero now, and I learned that from the doc, and I'm not going to kill him. He gets the funny lines.
Yeah.
You know who we've not talked about yet? The doctor. She's always the last person in the episode that we talk about because she's so unnoteworthy.
Like, it's just because I really, really like Jodie Whittaker. Like, I just want better scripts. Like, give her a banger of a script.
I think collectively, I don't know. I feel like over 10 episodes, I feel like I've got enough of the kind of doctor she is, but I feel like that was conveyed in like one episode by like Tennant, Capaldi, Smith, and Eccleston.
Yeah, like I really enjoyed her. What was it? I quite enjoyed her, and I feel like it wasn't the best episode, but weirdly, I think our best Doctor episode was the one on the hospital ship where she was like she did a lot of stuff. Like she was working out she was in awe of the engine. Like she had to solve how to get Stitch out of the ship. Like she had, she felt like a good doctor in that episode. And like,
I think we should talk about it more when we do our like wrap up thing. But I think not only is it a problem that there's so many companions and so many supporting cast, it's that she's always with them, and you never get to see her without them. See, Matt Smith, he had a lot of episodes or a lot of times where he'd like pop up doing a thing and then go get his companions.
Yeah, you're right.
Having a moment. Like the one that stands out to me, the one I remember is where he was like getting his he was being painted nude, and I can't remember why or what happened. And I think it started the episode like that, but it was him doing a thing with time travel. This is just she turns up places with them, and then she's like, "Come on, fam." To be fair, right? See, with the Yaz, I saw a single panel from a Doctor Who magazine comic the other day, and it was Yaz running across a battlefield, like holding a baby, and it was the most like dynamic like scene I've seen Yaz in. It was the most I've seen Yaz do. It's really sad. How do you do that? How do you make a show and then like underuse a character like that badly in 2018?
I would feel like disgraced if I was the like showrunner and I had these characters that just had nothing to them.
They've got incredible potential. Even if they're just like blank slates, you could literally do anything with them. You could do like police themed things with Yaz. Like you could do fun things with Ryan because Ryan is technically fun.
Like, why don't you do like plots with like Ryan like going to college or like getting like a job? Like, why don't you have like, a fun plot where it's like Ryan gets a new job? Plot.
I think it's because they're doing the kind of Ian and Barbara and Susan. They are Ian, Barbara, and Susan. Like they are.
Yeah, but they're like really bad for it. Like, that was a show. Okay, right. So, like, okay, so Rose Tyler, right? Rose Tyler is a quite similar character to Ryan, right? And
Yep.
very. But Rose Tyler is so much better because like she's got like this great sense of humanity to that character because like she's got her mom, she's got her job in the department store, which the doctor comes up and ruins. Like that's because the department store gets blown up. She loves chips. None of these companions have ever had a scene anywhere near as magical as just Rose Tyler talking about chips.
Those chips, to be fair, I want those chips.
I know, but like that's like RTD magic writing that Chibnall has come nowhere fucking close to whatsoever. Like,
Chibnall seems more sterile.
Absolutely nothing.
He's a lot more kind of clinical and sterile, it would seem, in his writing, because it's definitely not all about the characters. Even though he's like, right, did his mum die? I can't remember. His mum died and his dad left.
Yeah.
That's the plot. He keeps mentioning that, and he keeps foisting that on people, and that's a dumb plot to do in 2018, because I don't care, and no one cares. Like, your daddy issues, I guess, are fine. All the best cowboys have daddy issues. That was an episode of Lost. I don't know why I remember that.
It was.
I don't know why that sticks in my brain. I don't know any other episode of Lost.
No, okay, but like if we're talking about how daddy issues makes like good character work, all the characters in Lost have daddy issues, and that's like a thing that they use to great effect. And
you know what they could have gone and seen his dad. You know how they have a time and space machine?
Yeah.
They could really have like solved that arc.
Like, because that seems like the king of thing that you're going to do. Like, oh, can I go back to see my dad?
Yeah, I don't think he's dead. I think his dad's just probably not in Sheffield. Like, they could take the TARDIS outside of Sheffield and go see his dad.
Dude,
like,
Father's Day 2. One of the best Doctor Who episodes of New Who. Like, just fucking...
I do like Father's Day a lot. Those Reapers. We have to mention the Reapers at least once a podcast.
Yeah, that's your weekly Reaper episode.
I'm going to have a drink now. It's Coca-Cola brand Coca-Cola. I got this because I said I would have za and da, so pizza and soda. So I'm literally that like malleable. Also, someone said they had a chocolate Yule log today, so I had to go buy one.
Nice.
I was that triggered. Oh, that's good relief. Coke often.
Yeah, like Ryan could go to college. Like, why don't have like anything?
I'm just gonna like lie down more. Sorry, because you can just like see my heat.
It's a chill podcast.
Yeah, in the white void room. The
thing is, like, the Doctor needs to have like there needs to be consequences to her having companions. Like, see, honestly,
her actions need to have consequences.
I don't like if you think it like all the Doctor Who series have like a consequence. The companion. This has
I famously don't like consequences. You won't win me over by saying consequences because I hate consequences and things, especially in comics. I don't like consequences.
You know what
I get what you're saying. Like, you need to have like stakes and like set up and like this is why this matters. And I suppose you could do that with anything if you cared about the characters. Killed one of the characters this week. It'd have been like cliche, but it would have been something to talk about, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine if Yaz had just died.
Also, no, but like all the other series of Doctor Who.
Yeah. So not all of them.
Like a cliffhanger, right? It's like, oh, the Doctor is in like a weird spot, or like series 1, there's a regeneration.
Yep.
Series 2,
kind of circumstance.
He's lost Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Series 3, I forget.
You know what happens in season 3. You just don't want to remember because it's such a good episode.
Titanic hits.
The Titanic. Season 3. Martha just leaves in season 3 because she had like a year of hell where she had to like go across the apocalyptic Earth that the Master ruled and like tell everyone how cool the Doctor was. And then she was like, you know what? Had enough of this.
Yeah, but that's still like something.
Yeah. I remember
deal with unimaginable grief because of Donna.
Yep, that was a sad thing. I remember watching an Airfix documentary once that was their big kind of Christmas kit was a TARDIS model with Tennant and Martha. And I'll always remember because there was like a scene where they got a call, and the call was to say that Martha's actress had decided to only do one season, and Airfix were very like upset because they'd like put all this like R&D money into making like a Martha like plastic kit thing. I think about that all the time for some reason.
But yeah, like
I kind of like that. I think there's the problem with this season and like the finale in general is that a lot of things that they're doing are quite like valid and potentially like necessary, because you can't just keep like Doctor Who's kind of been getting a bit stale with its like big finales and like it's like comics where like nothing will ever be the same again kind of things.
It's good to have some continuity, but my point is like I know you're going to criticize, but like
Go.
Series 5, like it does all end like everyone's fine, but like
Season 5, right?
We're all
Season
in the
5.
Like it does have like Silence Will Fall and like
Season
like,
5 is the opposite of this though, because season 5 is like euphoric because they get Rory back.
Yeah,
they get like Amy has a wedding. Like season 5 ends with a wedding.
The thing is, the end of series 5 is just euphoric because they're all together in the TARDIS again, ready to go on adventures. Like that's great.
Yeah, it's a work.
Like they earned it, whereas in this, like.
It's just kind of another episode, which I was saying I think is quite. It feels like Classic Who, because you know how Classic Who just ends on an episode and it's not like a finale.
Yeah.
It's just the last episode of the season. It happens to episode random, just generic monster of the week thing. And this season has felt more kind of Classic Who-ish than New Who-ish.
It has.
With its podcasts
and it's educational.
I feel like they should have lent into that more.
Yeah.
For it to be more of a thing.
Move on to news.
Yeah, let's give our ratings, because I think we started giving out ratings last week, so we should continue with that. Out of 10, to give this.
If this was a normal Doctor Who episode, it would have been a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, but because it's got that expectation of it for the finale. 4. So normal rating 4, on the finale meter. No, normal rating 7, but on the finale meter 4.
I think it was a good Doctor Who episode. It just didn't work as a finale.
Yes, we can talk about that. Can lead us into news because this basically isn't the finale because there's another episode.
Yeah, but
what if that?
See if you buy series 13, 12, series 13, series
11.
Oh no, series 11.
Yeah,
Doctor. No,
Doctor Who.
This is the 13th Doctor.
Yep, I think so. It's confusing now because of Big John Hurt.
I get confused. John Hurt, John Hurt,
John Hurt, and also the
technically the 13th Doctor, but Jodie Whittaker.
The Meta Crisis Doctor counts as well.
No, he counts in terms of numbers. But naming like Capaldi is the 12th Doctor.
Yes, yes.
Whittaker is the 13th Doctor.
Yes. Unlucky for some, eh?
I
want to say one more thing before we move on, because see the Timeless Child thing.
No mention whatsoever. Which partially makes you think that it was just like a kind of throwaway line that just like the production of that, like the editing made it seem more important than it actually was.
I can't believe it was so framed like an RTD Bad Wolf thing. But now it's like a Moffat thing where it spans seasons.
I mean,
like Moffat's cracks and silence and that that got to a bad point. Like,
reference to the Timeless Child, though.
No reference, unless it's happened and we just didn't notice somehow, which I can entirely believe.
I was waiting for all episode and it never happened.
All of the students are passing by my door, so I'm just gonna go make sure we're locked. You carry the podcast. Oh, bad back.
Yeah, there's a New Year's episode on New Year's. It's called Or is it called Red? Yeah, I've got a theory about this actually. Wait till Cole comes back. It's a good theory. Good theory.
I've successfully barricaded the doors from the students.
I don't think we can use the excuse like, oh, it's not really the last episode. But see, if you buy this series on DVD, right, it will not include this New Year's episode.
And I think, does that how it works? I feel like the seasons include their Christmas special.
I don't think this one's. I think this one's going to be out before the New Year's. Like, I don't think.
Or Christmas, yeah.
I don't think it might even be out already. Like, I don't.
Probably speed of these things.
Like, I don't think we can. Like, I think it's like its own thing.
That's worrying.
A disappointing trailer because like nothing really like it was a longer trailer and it look very like this Who, and they were talking about how it's the most villain, and it's clearly going to be the Daleks. Like clearly,
imagine, right? Imagine it's not the Daleks. I was saying this on Twitter, right? Imagine for a second that in a couple weeks they'll broadcast an episode and it's not the Daleks.
I think we can safely say it's going to be the Daleks, but
I think most probably likely the Daleks. But just do a thought experiment.
I will
put and it's not the Daleks.
The Dalek to be in that trailer, I have to say. I was hearing a rumor that apparently they're like not they're not that color. They've got a different kind of goldeny color. Apparently they changed color or something. I don't know. Maybe
the Paradigm Daleks.
Yeah.
The Ranger Daleks that no one seems to like for some reason.
The new model, I love those. They were like great. They were a lot bigger.
Yeah, they're modeled so their stocks would be on Matt Smith's eye line.
Great. Right.
Yeah.
They kind of got away from that.
No one liked them, so they immediately backtracked. Like they don't appear. They appear in Big Bang and the Pandora opens, but then not after
that. But yeah, like you know how the episode's called Resolution.
Is it?
Which a lot of people have been floating the idea that it's not quite as called Resolution of the Daleks.
I didn't know that. That's good.
Yeah, I've heard that.
That might restore my faith.
I don't know if I trust Chibnall to add like an episode to the pantheon of the Dalek episodes.
To be fair, there's quite a few bad ones of those.
Yeah, you're right. What was
like Remember is an absolute banger, but
the most recent one was Asylum, which, if I remember correctly, was a banger.
I quite like Asylum. I feel like people are against Asylum because like it has loads of Daleks.
It's got Exterminate.
It does have Exterminate in it, and that is, to be fair. So we should do proper news. The news this week announced, I think before the finale, before they aired the finale, they announced.
Literally, the press release dropped. Are we talking? We're talking about a new series.
Yes, we are talking about a new series.
As soon as the episode finished.
Really, was that how the time it came out?
Finished, and you know how we were discussing about production troubles, like 2020.
I don't care. Is my overriding feeling.
I think this is why there's not a Christmas special. I think it's literally just so they can say that 2019 will have some Who in it.
Yeah, that's cheeky. Oh, because it looks like a Christmas special, because the scarf.
Yeah.
What if it's weirdly set at Christmas? Like, what if it's like a very Christmas-based episode of Doctor Who?
Yeah, they could just be like, "Oh, there's Christmases up because you still have your Christmas tree up at New Year."
Like, what if it's not even that? What if it's like the plot revolves around Christmassy stuff and it's like incredibly Christmassy? And
like, if it was that bad, they wouldn't have moved it. But we should.
I think for momentum, it's kind of crippling.
It's crippling. This is my point. Like, you have the fan base is not happy like at all.
No, I can understand.
Very depressed right now, from what I can understand. And it's like a combination of like a slightly disappointing finale, and like I felt like the show had momentum, like in that premiere era. And now it's just lost all of its momentum. because like apparently like I wish like Private Eye's got good like they get good scripts from the BBC, so it'll be interesting to see whether they get anything at some point. But the rumor is Chibnall has no idea how hard it is to write Doctor Who, and he's really, really struggling.
I've heard so much about Chibnall. Like I've heard that he never wanted the showrunner thing, and like I've heard that he doesn't want to do more seasons. There's so much Chibnall rumor out there that's kind of hard. He's probably just sitting there having a great time, being like, "Yay, I'm writing Doctor Who. Everything's going well. This is fantastic." But we'll never know.
I'll leave another 6 months, but I'll get this. I've got plenty. I just need to write vanilla. Like I think
he's already wrote stuff. He's already written Doctor. He wrote loads of Doctor. I say wrote loads, but I
think we need to reevaluate our like opinions regarding RTD and Moffat. Like how much fucking Who they wrote. Like
that's how it happened. That's how they get you. That's how they get you.
Like literally, they wrote like shit tons of Who, and they like Moffat did. Like you can't Moffat. Like I mean, he had production troubles also, but like they wrote hella eps.
I feel how many gaps has there been before? Because there was a gap of Capaldi's season. Capaldi took a year off, didn't he?
So it was yearly up until Series 5. Series 6 was the first one where there was a split because there was like slight production troubles, and
that was 1 year and then 1 year, wasn't it? It wasn't like complete.
Also, Moffat was doing Sherlock as well,
Sherlock and Tintin. Let's not forget Tintin.
And yeah, he was doing a lot of stuff, which I think was why they decided to like split the series to make it slightly easier to. It's like a lot, and then
it really harms that series, but the concept's not necessarily a bad idea.
Yeah, it was a fine con. Like I don't think it harmed the series that much.
I mean, that split in episodes is quite telling.
Series 7 also had the split, but it was because it was like Amy and Roy are leaving halfway through.
Oh, that's the season I'm thinking about. The Amy and Roy stuff, and then the Clara stuff is really night and day.
It feels like a totally different series. So that was the last one to have a split in it. And I think there was like that was 20. I think it was late. Yeah, so Amy and Rory's last stuff was late 2012. The 2013 had a lot of Who though, because even though it did only have a series of Who, it had the Clara back half of that series, the 50th anniversary, and then Matt Smith's last set. So there was a lot of Who in 2013.
Yep.
And then 2014 in the autumn was Capaldi's first series. Then 2015, the autumn after that, so it was a year later for Capaldi's second, and then it was like 18 months until Capaldi's third.
Yeah, so people are acting like it's never happened before. People are comparing this gap to the hiatus when, like, they basically cancelled the show when Colin Baker was the Doctor.
Yeah, basically, this gap's going to be like, because we're assuming it'll come back in early 2020. So basically, this gap will be like the same as between like Capaldi's second and third series, which wasn't that long, really.
No one cared at that point, so like no one noticed the Doctor Who wasn't on, and then it was back.
Will there be a Christmas special or a New Year special next year? Because that's a momentum killer. That is.
I would. Normally, I would say it would have to be, but because of Chibnall, I'd say probably not.
It's quite controversial. It's not like apparently, Moffat was like last year one. Moffat wasn't going to do it. Like because he wanted to leave.
No, I heard that. I think it's.
Like, and apparently, he agreed to do it only because he was worried that if he didn't, Doctor Who would lose the Christmas Day slot. And it fucking has.
Oh my god! Wow, I didn't know that. I know that he wanted Capaldi's last one to be the last part of that series, but then agreed to write the Christmas special because Chibnall didn't want his first episode to be a Christmas special.
What has the man got? Like, yeah, that's fair enough. Actually, I can understand that.
Yes, but like,
I wouldn't
understand. I don't understand the complexities of TV production, but surely you could do the first episode is on Christmas Day, and then then you have a series. Like you don't have to wait.
It actually worked out. See if you had aired like the Woman Who Fell Terror on like. Oh, it was like a Christmas Day, New Year banger, right?
Yeah.
And then that introduced. I would be like, see if you had just had them introduced characters, and then say we're going to do a series. Like you could have I feel like they could have done stuff with that.
They could absolutely done The Woman Who Fell to Earth as a Christmas special. You know, give it more budget or whatever, give it more oomph.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks into the new year, once you're settled, just show the series.
Yeah.
Like you've got a hook. Like I say, that's probably like completely unfeasible for TV production or whatever, because that's not what they do. But you know, like the whole like stigma around the Christmas Day episodes isn't really a thing. It's just because like Moffat was not writing Christmas episodes the second half of his thing. Like he wrote like a Christmas Carol one and then a Narnia one, and then they were all just mad after that. Like I love Santa, but getting back to it, right? I don't think that them taking a year off is that much of a. See, if it was any other thing, I'd be like, that's fine. Because I know they'll come back in a year's time and it'll be like a strong series or whatever. They'll have had 2 years to work on it. I guess they're like Ubisoft
coming back.
Squid Games.
All
but like,
coming back.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you there. It was a bit muffled.
All 4 of them are coming back, including Brothers.
Yeah, Brothers.
I hope there needs to be more of a through plot. There needs to be more of a through plot. I'm sorry, they're just dogs.
I've liked the experiment of it being basically 10 unconnected episodes with new plots and new monsters. I thought that's a great.
I don't think they executed enough on it as well as they could have done, but like obviously, you know.
No. See, if this was Moffat or RTG doing new standalone, new like concept and monster episodes, that would have been a lot more interesting than this.
It would have, because they can come up with monsters and Chibnall can't.
No.
Because like, Chibnall came up with Stitch, I guess. Or
he didn't know.
He wasn't like someone else was credited as coming up with Stitch.
I believe it was the Walt Disney Company. I don't think it's. I think it could be fine. Like they could come back. Is it 2020? They're coming back. 2019. 2020. That's good. I hope they go
a year into Brexit. Think of what Brexit's going to do to Doctor Who production.
That's probably why they're not doing it. Like the BBC's like looking at its like budget and they're like, oh god, we're not going to be able to produce like Snooker, let alone Doctor Who. See if they just did like. See if they like did a classic series.
That's all that's going to be on the BBC post Brexit Snooker.
I'm into that. Like you're into that. Like we will just watch that until we die. They should do a season, right, where they just bring
back Smoking and beer.
Bring back Smoking. We've been watching a lot of Mitchell and Webb this week while we've been sick, and that's a bad miss. Those segments are incredible, and people should learn them. I've said it. They should just do a season of Doctor Who that's like they should do a season of New Who that's just Classic Who. They should give Chibnall the equivalent budget of Classic Who and some studio space, and then be like, just do some Classic Who. Like people will watch it.
Like a lot of episodes.
That's true. Classic Who is like horrendous. Yeah, like
think of how much dialogue Classic Who has.
That's well, they had to. They had to have dialogue, just relentless amounts of dialogue. The someone was. I was watching a video and they were talking about because there was the rumors that Jodie was leaving.
Yeah.
And I think that's been quashed now. I feel like she came out and said that.
I think it's going to be a full-length series, but
yeah,
they were talking about your contract. Like they're not.
They were talking about how like
the BBC. It's like after I know I've said this before, but after Eccleston, they've pretty clearly locked every doc down with a 3-year contract.
We'd have to. Yeah, absolutely. That wild man, Eccleston, just getting in there, getting out.
Like, there's no way. I don't mean free. I mean free series contract.
Yeah. I wouldn't feel bad if the Doctor just regenerated, like Sylvester McCoy, Colin Baker style. She bumps her head on the TARDIS, and then it's just a new person. Like she's given us nothing. And it's not her fault. Like it's not the 13th Doctor's fault, and it's not the actress's fault. It's very clearly the writer's fault. Like Chibnall's done nothing to like. I wouldn't say the 13th Doctor's iconic in the same way that the other Doctors are iconic for all that means. See, when you think about those Doctors and what they did in their little fictional show, you can like latch on to stuff. I can't think of a single thing that like she's actually done other than go about and be confused.
Like all four of the like New Who Docs have been iconic in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they've all got banger eps. Like each
Absolutely, it's unfair. We can really only compare it to Eccleston because they've only done the one series apiece, and like a lot of like stuff for Tennant and Smith, and well, I suppose like they were already very solid in their first season.
They were very like they were ridiculously solid in the first series. Like Matt Smith's first ever episode that he filmed was the Angel two-parter. Like he was right into. Apparently, like see when they were making series 5, Matt Smith was terrified. That, apparently Matt Smith was terrified that it wasn't coming together. It felt horrible.
Yeah,
I don't know every TV show is like this, but apparently he was particularly terrified of it.
Okay, I can see that. I can definitely see that. I'm sure a lot of it was like enhanced and saved and like edited and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like they were watching unedited stuff, and then
but we watched completely finished products there, and it like this new season, and it felt quite bad. See the dialogue. See the actual dialogue.
Terrible. Like really bad.
This. See from the moment they started talking on that hill in episode 1. I was like, I don't often cringe, but I was cringing. No, to be fair though, to be deeply, I'll wait till you come back. Are you going to get some juice? Can you still hear me over there?
Keep talking.
To be deeply fair, right? This week, and I'm not trying to bash it, but this week we've started watching the Flash TV show from the CW, and that's made me very appreciative of Chibnall's Who. It's kind of put it into a lot of context because, oh my god, the dialogue and plots in those shows are not good at all. Like, they're horrendous. They're like sub-Chibnall levels. Like, they are, like, they're really fun and they're really enjoyable and they're really comic-y, but, like, the dialogue in them, like, Chibnall is, like, leaps and bounds above them, if that's anything to say.
I really felt like they were in a tough spot figuring out who to hire. Like, they just sort of, like they got a list, none of them were particularly impressive. And it's like, I guess
Mark Gatiss.
Chibnall has made a TV show before, ergo we should probably hire him.
That Chibnall does seem like the safe hand because he's like, oh, he's done Torchwood, he's done Doctor Who. People, I guess, know who he is, and also he's done that big banger. We're gonna poach him from the ITV crowd.
Aye.
I don't know many. Cause all I really know is Doctor Who. Right?
I don't know who else they went to, but there could have been like some maybe like young upstarts, and they were like, "Oh, we can't trust them with the crown jewels because they've never made a TV show."
Well, it's more of a kind of company program now, isn't it? We were talking about BBC Worldwide. I know they don't exist anymore, but
yeah, there's like
weren't they like trying to snatch it from Moffat for the longest?
Apparently,
tug of war kind of thing.
They were like disappointed with like the lack of merchandising material and stuff like that, which is weird. Well, there's no like toy. Is there even a toy line this year?
Not to my knowledge, and I'm a toy man. This is a toy channel, and I've seen no toys. No, I tell a lie. I tell a complete lie. There's a lot of merch. You can get the Sonic Screwdriver already. There's a lot of kind of Barbie scale Jodie Whittaker 13th Doctor toys. The comic shop near us has them. They look pretty cool. I don't know if there's like an action figure size thing that I'd be excited by. You can still go to Home Bargains this very night and buy Matt Smith's and Capaldi's. They've just got 1 billion of those.
Yes.
They're not good toys.
What was I gonna say? Like, do you know Jodie Whittaker was in Downing Street like 2 days ago?
Really? Was she worried with Teresa? Was she like?
She was meeting someone. There's a pic of her in Downing Street next to that massive tree they've got.
She like Sonic Screwdriver the car doors closed, so like May couldn't get out.
Yeah.
Like.
And then there's a lot of tweets about how Jodie will sort this out.
I didn't notice that. I don't know what's happened to me with my news because like I'm on Twitter all the time, so I do see news, but I didn't know there was a vote for like Brexit, and then I didn't know the vote.
I got a train to Aberdeen, and then I found out about the vote.
Did Aberdeen go well? Did you have a good time in Aberdeen?
It's fine. I was there for like 3 hours.
Oh, that's not fun. I went to Cumbernauld the other day.
For a meeting, as you know, sometimes you have to go to meetings.
Yeah. You know, that went there and had all its Christmas decorations out. I've got some pictures that you need to see when this is over.
I saw many when I was in Aberdeen. I didn't see Michael.
Oh, our friend the G Lion. If you're watching, Gallon, hi.
Yeah,
Don't know why I'm looking down here. You're not over here. Yes.
is that an episode? Have we...
I know. I feel, is that all the news? Jodie's definitely staying. The companions are definitely staying. Chibnall put out a press thing where he was talking about how successful the season's been and how like well received it's been.
The
Just,
good, like fair play.
Yeah. Like, I guess did normals like it? Did normal people?
I don't know. It was just like the Sunday like slot, like, but yeah.
The Brexit slot has really helped. Like, as shameful as that is, and like, I'm sure the New Year's Day slot will go well because it kind of the New Year's Day slot doesn't feel calculated to make families watch it because families would have watched it on Christmas Day because all your family's together and you sit down and you watch Doctor Who. The Brexit New Year's Day one feels like you're a student and you're hungover and you're inside and you're trapped inside on New Year's Day because nothing's open. And then you watch Doctor Who, I guess.
I feel like in recent years, like New Year's Day is also a very good ratings day. Like, if you stick a show on New Year's Day, you're going to get very high rating.
Well, that's where Sherlock was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when Sherlock was the thing?
I remember, yeah.
Fallen, never to be seen again.
They'll come back when they've got a spare 5 minutes.
Well, like, they announced they're doing Doctor Strange 2 the other day. And, like, Cumberbatch is busy being the Grinch. And, like, Martin Freeman is playing the White Man in the Marvel movies. I don't know what he's called, don't know what his name is, but he's just the white guy. He was in Civil War.
Yeah, Civil War and then Black Panther and then Avengers.
Yeah, he had a huge role in, like, Black Panther. It was really weird. Really concerningly weird. We should probably call it a podcast. Do you have any like off topic? And we got listener questions. Don't know what they are. I think our friend from James from Dundee asked something, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it is.
Do you want me to look it up? Is it in the stream?
Doc. I didn't put it on. It's in our chat, which is now massive. So.
Oh wow.
We'll be doing a series wrap up when we do it after the New Year's or before the New Year. I would do it after, but is the New Year's
just in case there is like more of like a
resolution to end things they established.
Yeah, a resolution, if you will.
I didn't think about that. So we've got the New Year's episode to come, which is on New Year's Day. Which is how far is that away? This is the 13th, is it?
Yeah, it's a few weeks.
A couple of weeks. So we'll be back. We'll have a couple of weeks off. Like, we've got this startling new streaming tech.
Yeah.
We'll play about with that. We might play about with locations and, like, lighting and stuff. I don't know. We'll see if we can improve it even further. Our one viewer, which we still have, is that you? Do you count as the one viewer, or is it James? I can't see chat from here, so goodness knows what's actually happening. Hopefully we're still broadcasting.
I thought it's live in the corner. So.
It does be live, so, you know, that's as much as we can do. So we'll be doing the New Year's episode in a couple of weeks. And then after that, at some point, we'll do a series wrap-up.
Yes. We should get like guests for that.
We can get guests. We'll see if Jodie wants on. We'll see if Chibnall wants on. We'll phone him up. Is Chibnall on Twitter, by the way?
I don't think he is. Like, Chibnall is nowhere. Like, I feel like of all the Doctor Who series, this has had by far the least like showrunner talking content.
Yeah, well, I've seen him on like interviews and stuff, but I think he's in like American interviews and like, you know, geek culture interviews. Like, I don't know. I wanted to tweet him the other day. I wanted to tweet him and be like, "Oh, Jim, See if the Daleks are in the New Year's special. Like, is he just like absolutely going mad because he wrote an episode that's probably all right, but doesn't feature the Daleks, and now everybody, for some reason, thinks there's going to be Daleks.
The Daleks will be in it, but
they will if they're not.
I think we can safely assume the Daleks are going to be in it.
Oh, I bet you 20p they're not.
Fail.
Like, aye. So after that, and then we might do like, should we do like?
We said in that trailer, like they're the greatest enemy. Like it's definitely the
deadliest thing in the galaxy, which like could be anything. Like it definitely 100% is the Daleks. But my point is, see if it's no. Oh, aye. Then we've got an off season for like a year. Remember how we did off seasons? Like
we're gonna. I don't know what we're gonna do. I think we should just like do like. We should do like occasional, like we watch like a series and then do a podcast on it.
I think so. I think we should like maybe we could take some time off and then like do it properly, get like proper audio, and we could like do like season 1, just to do all season 1 episode by episode or whatever. I very much.
It seems too much, but I think we can do an episode per series.
I see what you mean. I don't know. We've got a year to fill.
Yeah.
Like, and we're already wildly successful. We can't lose our momentum. Like, not like Chibnall's doing. We can't throw all this away. Our one viewer. We got to keep hitting. Like, what we're going to do? He's not going to lie and wait for like a year. I genuinely think we should do a Primeval podcast. It's alliterative.
I just realized I will be 28 when the next episode, the next series of Doctor Who airs. Like that's.
I'm old. Will I be 29? Will I be 30? Because like, what if it isn't? What if it takes longer?
Oh no, don't.
What if there's predictions? By the way, predictions for the next season. An episode will take place at Japan 2020. It'll be the bloody hear her the next season, and like the Doctor will have the Olympic torch, and she'll go through Tokyo. That's an episode, and then there's maybe an anime monster.
Sure.
That's a podcast. I don't have any like. We could talk about Brexit for like 7 hours, like off topic, hardcore off topic. Nothing happened. I feel like is the big headline.
I was on a train to Aberdeen, and there was a no confidence vote. It was like I was excited for 5 minutes because I thought Theresa might finally get put out,
but no,
she survived. The result against her was worse than what people were anticipating. Do you see the result being announced?
Have they been announced?
They were announced last night.
I've not actually been paying attention. I've been at work for like 12 hours. So
she survived the confidence vote, but she's a damaged Prime Minister.
Well, she said that she wasn't going to stand in 2022 or whatever it was.
She was never going to anyways.
Yeah. I saw the headlines today on the papers, and it was like "lame duck for Christmas."
Yeah, like
we'll see. I feel like it's really worrying that it took like this level of incompetence and like nation ripping apart terror to like force a vote of no confidence that she then won.
Yeah.
Like what's going to have to happen to like rid us of Theresa May? Like, is some sort of fine crisis like event going to have to happen?
She's literally the undead Prime Minister.
Oh god! Did you see that Andy Serkis video?
I did.
Not actually seen it with the volume on yet, but he looks pretty good as like Theresa May. I can't talk about Brexit. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I've got this muffin that I brought through with me. I've been keeping I have it.
Brexit.
My Brexit muffin. Well, it's my breakfast muffin because I like having muffins for breakfast. As you do. That or yog. Big into my yog.
Nice.
Well, this has been a fun new thing.
Yeah, the tech work. So check.
I was here on the last episode.
Eventually, we got there.
I feel like we should say we're doing this because, I'm sick. My girlfriend's sick. I'm keeping an eye on her, and I can't move from my house.
It's very cold outside.
Sorry.
It's very cold outside.
It's incredibly cold. I wanged my knee off the bed, and it like like it moved my knee off of my knee for a bit, and I'm very scared about my knee now.
Oh no, I had knee trouble for a little bit there. It's kind of fine.
I feel like a watery kind of knee.
Oh yeah.
Ugh. Anyway, probably stop. Like,
no.
bye everyone.
Infinite podcasting, never know.
You guys have only got 8 hours to do this.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching.